Hey guys, Josh here from Action Fitness and Nutrition. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk a bit in more detail about protein. So a few major benefits of protein that we have covered in previous videos, but we're sort of just going to expand on these, and so you understand, why it's so important to obviously be counting your protein and not just your calories. So, the calories can be coming from carbs, fats, or protein. We want to make sure protein's at a certain level, and we'll explain why over the next couple of minutes. So first thing with your protein, we want to set your protein probably at a minimum of 1.5 grams per kilo of body weight. You can probably bring that all the way to 3.5 even, depending on how intensely you're weight training. So I would recommend 1.5 for anyone who's looking to lose weight or gain muscle, any sort of body recomposition. And then depending on how hungry you are, that's going to be the next thing we're going to go into. So it's going to be hunger levels. So protein, again, really highly satiating. So basically means you're going to be fuller between meals. So when you're dieting, that's obviously a big plus. We're less hungry, more satiated between our meals. And now we're going to go into basically remaining anabolic. So protein is going to help us remain anabolic. So if we have consistent feedings of protein, that's going to spike our amino acid levels, and that's going to keep us anabolic, which is building muscle tissue. So when we're catabolic, which is breaking down muscle tissue, that means we're not consuming enough protein, and then the body will actually start breaking down protein as energy as opposed to using it to build muscle. So this is why we say with protein, with a really frequent intake, we want that sort of 4 to 6 meals of that sort of 0.3 to 0.5 grams per kilo of body weight. So let's just take a 100 kilo individual, having 4 to 6 meals of between 30 and 50 grams of protein will facilitate that spike in amino acid, will make sure they remain anabolic as well. Again, we want them spread out pretty evenly throughout the day. So say every 3 to 5 hours, that's when you want to be consuming at least that sort of, 0.3 to 0.5 grams per kilo of body weight to remain anabolic. And that's only going to have more favorable benefits on your body composition as well. So sort of recapping, coming through, first thing we want to worry about obviously is just the target of protein. So at that minimum 1.5 grams per kilo of body weight, especially if you're doing any sort of resistance training. Number two, obviously coming through satiation. So be satiated more when having more protein. So again, when we're looking at weight loss, that's going to only have more beneficial effects on us. We're going to be less hungry, more full in between our meals. Something we didn't touch on before is the thermic effect of feeding, which you probably heard me talk about before. So basically when you eat protein, you're going to burn calories, more calories digesting protein than you are the other two macronutrients in carbs and fats. So it's about 20 to 30% with protein, whereas in carbs and fats, you're sort of looking to that between that 5 and 15%. So quite a lot less. So last thing we want to talk about is, again, that anabolic versus catabolic sort of spike. So having those regular protein feedings between 4 and 6 meals a day. So you could have, for example, 3 meals and a snack or 2 snacks or something like that, just making sure we're keeping those protein levels high. Of course, when we're talking about muscle gain, weight loss, that's going to be a bit of a different sort of story. But when I'm looking at weight loss with most clients, I still want to be trying to hit these things, because that, again, is going to ensure we're retaining, if not building, lean muscle tissue at the same time that we're dieting. And then on top of that, again, we're feeling full between meals, and we still have that spike of anabolism, and we're not catabolic, and we're not breaking down that muscle tissue and actually losing more muscle tissue as we're dieting. So we're actually losing, basically strictly body fat, not body fat and muscle, which is only going to improve your body composition goals at the end of the day. If you guys have any more questions on protein, let me know, pop them in the comments below, or send us a DM and we'll be able to help you out. Cheers.